Oh, okay. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the Creatives Coffee Hour. Does that work?
Worked for me.
Okay. Well, I think today I'm going to pick on Bluespin right away because he was teasing me earlier about something cool he has to share.
Ooh.
Ah, okay. Well, so our town is changing on July 1 its policy on trash removal and what we can throw out and what we can not and what we can recycle and all that. So my wife and I have gone and taken that to heart, and that means literally spent the last few weeks since we heard the announcement cleaning out. I mean, we've probably tossed 40 plus huge garbage, hefty trash bags of stuff, boxes and boxes and boxes of recycled cardboard we've crushed, and electronics. So, some of this is, I'm living in the house I grew up in. So there's my parents' stuff in some nooks and crannies, and my stuff and my brother's stuff. And I mean, yeah, I come across stuff from middle school and grade school of my own. So we have this closet that my wife and I call the snack closet. It's underneath a set of stairs. And up until yesterday, it was, when you opened the door, it was floor to ceiling and you couldn't even see in. It was just completely packed, floor to ceiling, front to back, of stuff. So we took everything out, every single thing out, and we bought these metal shelves and we installed these baker racks off to the side. And so way back there in the bottom on the corner of that horrible red shag rug, which my wife and I have ripped out of everywhere except for that closet, I found this picnic basket, and inside it is this, the top of it is this bag of felt and all of these little pieces of wood. Which, growing up, every 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, my mom, whenever it was a rainy weekend or something and we didn't have anything to do, my mom would gather typically it spent on weekends at least once every other weekend. A bunch of cousins would come over, or we'd go over to one of our cousins' house. And if it was rainy, one of the things she would do is we would take these pieces of wood and we would all make Christmas ornaments out of them. So we'd glue them all together. See, I don't know if you can see in the sort of the bottom of the bottom picture, there's that thimble, so there's little bits of thimble or little old corks or these round balls or wooden handles or dowels or whatever, all these chunks of wood. And you made things out of them as Christmas ornaments. So if you see off to the right, you see that big round ball. I took the round ball and a little smaller one and glued the two on top of each other, sort of like a snowman with only two pieces. And then I took some black felt and some white felt, and I put a nun's habit on this, and I called this my pregnant nun Christmas ornament.
And how'd that go over? How did
Now
that go over?
I can't open the picture of the Christmas ornaments because all of the pictures are waiting to be taken. They're all upstairs in the attic where all the Christmas stuff are. We rotate each holiday, all of these big bins of stuff. So I have all of these um, Christmas ornaments that my brother and I and mom and my cousins have made, and I think most of my cousins are gone. But I'll take pictures of the pregnant nun when I can.
Well, that was being. Sorry, go ahead.
And yes, I agree, Dreams Team, that those wooden wheels make awesome, or rings make awesome wheels for something.
Well, that was worth waiting for. What a cool find. And finding all those ones that you guys made, that's treasure.
Yeah, but now they're buried. I should have taken. I ran downstairs and took pictures right when I said, "Oh wait, it's fiber. It's oh darn! I wish I took the pictures yesterday." Now they're up in the attic. So
So, were you going to take this basket home and share it with your kids at Christmas?
Oh, this is my home. That basket was in my home.
Oh, I'm confused. I thought that that home was going to be occupied by some people who really needed it.
Oh no, that was my mom's home that was occupied. This is in my home. We found this buried in our home yesterday. At some point, I must have said, "Oh, Mom, I'm taking these because it's a cool thing." I mean, we used to do stuff like this with the kids, although it was with the old wooden clothespins. So those would be the legs, and we would make things out of it. Like put a thimble between two sets of those, and suddenly you have a four-legged animal. Um, but no, this was actually buried in my own closet in my home.
Oh, that's really cool. I can't wait to see your pregnant nun.
When
Evil
she
little
got none.
lad.
So you said that they're changing the way that they do garbage pickup. What changes are they making?
So it used to be you put out all your trash on the side of the street, they'd come and take it. And then they decided to start recycling, and they gave you this little tiny bin that was less than knee high, and you could fit, a week's worth of recycling cans and soup cans and bottles and whatnot. And then you put your cardboard out separate, paper and cardboard separate. Well, come July 1, they're going to automated trash removal. So the trash truck comes by and it takes a fork lift out, and it has little forks on the side that come out and pick up your trash bins. So now they're going to be town assigned trash bins. You get this 148-gallon trash barrel, which is not that big, by the way. And that's for your trash. And then 196-gallon for the recycling. And everything goes in there. Cardboard, paper, and all cans and bottles, everything goes in there. Well, because my wife and I both work out of the house, we're gonna end up having to pay for extra almost every week. But we're not going to be able to fit it all in. It has to just go in those two bins, or else you pay for extra. You have to pay per bag after that.
And that's for, we use the system here. It's called wet trash and dry trash, and the dry trash is recycling. So the recycling goes at no charge, but you pay for the wet to go.
Well, we don't pay for either one of these first two bins, which is good. I know that there are other towns that do pay per everything, but they're moving us from you could throw whatever you want out whenever you wanted to just these two bins worth, and that's going to be a challenge for us. My wife gets, no exaggeration, maybe 20 or so, possibly 30 bolts of fabric. So those are 60-inch bolts or 72-inch widths, depending on which they are, and that's a giant cardboard tube. And then we have boxes and boxes of pillows come, and that's a meter high by a meter, basically a cube meter of cardboard for one box of pillows, or foam, a roll of foam for if it was seat cushions, or when the hardware comes, or whatever for for her interior design business. All of that stuff that comes is all shipped in cardboard. So we're going to have to deal with that. Can we take things to the dump? Yeah, we can, but it depends on what it is. Only certain things can go to the dump. You pay for almost everything else, like electronics you pay for, and if it doesn't go in the actual trash bin, you pay for it. Cardboard you have to pay for. So we're going to have to find a new solution.
How much do they charge you?
That sounds like quite the challenge.
It
It's
does.
really bad. I came from where Shadows is with that type of garbage and recycling to London, where you pay for everything, not the recycling, but there's only specific things they'll take, and the list is short. And I don't know what they're doing with it after they pick it up, because there's been several times that it's been brought to the public's attention that the recycling ended up in the landfill anyways. I see Snook. Hi, Penderis and Cork. How are you?
good morning.
Hello, Snook.
You had a late night, did you, Snook?
I'm seeing the stream
Just a little.
on Steam
And I
Star.
literally just got out of bed.
Did you get your coffee yet?
No, no, not at all.
Did you just get up? Aw.
Well, I feel for you, lady. Shake your cobwebs. John Bitt, how are you doing? Do you have some photos for us?
Okay. How do I remove that?
Remove what?
I set that, I don't know when, last week, the away for now?
Oh, I thought that was DreamSteam that had done that.
I don't know if I deactivated it. I highly doubt it, but I deleted it.
Yeah,
did
if
yeah.
you set it on, then when you come back, you set it again and it goes off, is my understanding.
Okay, well, I've been kind of busy, people. So if nobody wants to chat for the moment, I'm going to share some stuff with you guys.
All right.
Oh, Sarge isn't here. I was just going to ask him.
Oh, he's probably recovering somewhere.
I'm sorry. I'm not my normal chatty self. I'm still
Well, it's
waking
kind of
up.
hard to be when
So
you're
what
just waking
are
up.
you doing?
Well, I'm sorry I'm being quiet for a sec, but if I press my Alt key, I can't share these pictures. I found this cool new artist.
CuriosityBot is the AFK one, Bluefin.
Her name is Sally Mavor, and I actually have a couple of these more pictures to put up. This is an embroidery artist, and she's freaking amazing.
She did that in embroidery?
I'm looking. How did she do that?
Right? With a needle and some embroidery floss and some different fabrics. This is what she created.
Holy man.
That's nice.
And it's like 3D, like she filled it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice going, sis. Put them all in at once like that.
Oh my God. So she did it on like a white felt or some kind of cloth, and then oh my gosh.
It looks
If I
like
had to
upholstery
guess, I'd
behind
say
it.
that she probably used a cotton background, something quite heavy, and did all her embroidery. And then afterwards, this is only guessing because I don't know how she's doing it, but afterwards I would imagine she very painstakingly put it all together with some padding. But I noticed that the details are just impeccable. I only put up a few. She has so many things on her website. And no, she's not a Steamian, unfortunately. But her website is, let's see, so I'll type it in chat, but it's wefolkstudio.com.
Just the amount of time, even if you're good, that would take.
Yeah,
She doesn't
that
have
was.
kids.
I'm thinking not.
Okay, so bear with me for a sec, and I've got someone else to show you.
And please put your pictures in one at a time. Please put your picture in one at a time so that I can transfer them.
Oh, sorry about that, Shadows. I wasn't thinking. Photograph or embroidery? It's embroidered. Now, this person, Sue, it's at a website called Sue Embroidery with just one E. That's embroidered. Her other artwork on her website is, I've never seen anything like it.
So are you sending these people messages and saying, come to Steam it?
Oh, you're damn right I'm sending them messages and saying, come on to Steam it. Get paid to blog. Get exposure. Share what you're doing because this is fabulous.
And don't forget, join community.
Yeah, I think I have that in my. I have a little copy and yeah, it's copy and paste, but I'm I need to be able to say it the same way. I will tell them they already have a following. So I have one more, and
So
this
is that like a flat thing or is that a 3D thing? So is the
that
in background embroidered too?
the background is not embroidered. She's done it on a black cloth,
Okay.
but it's all flat. And what she's done is she's used, from looking at it, I don't know how she did it because this is just beyond me, but it looks
Yeah.
like she's used different types of embroidery floss. And I think she has what we call filament in there as well. When you embroider something, sometimes you just want just a slight hint of a color through it. So they call it
Uh-huh.
filament, and it's almost like a plastic.
Ah. I have, yeah, that's just beyond me. That's a photo. I mean,
Yeah, it looks like a photo.
I'm impressed.
We did the impossible. We impressed Bluefin.
Well, it's artists like her that really drew me in to what the possibilities were of working with any medium, really. Now, this is just kind of silly. I collect owls. This was made using Coke cans by a person named Ho Fong. Oh, I wish I had made that, but I might try one of these days.
is exactly what I look like right now.
That's so funny. It is impressive.
That had to take some time to put together. I mean, cut all that out. Oh, that's cool.
I believe she used tuna fish cans. Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
I know what I can show you. Let me go get a picture. That just, huh.
Now, if I might point out something really distinctive, any Canadian beer drinker would recognize this right
Can
Yeah, I
away.
was just gonna
That,
say.
Canadian.
yeah, this person is really cool.
No beer was harmed in the making of this fish.
And there we have the Pop Can Robot. Now, that was made by someone from santadesign.com. I sent them a message as well, too, but I thought this was pretty cool. Well, hi, Petra.
Hi, people. Sorry for being late.
No worries. Better late than never.
Yeah, that is true.
I was just showing these people some recycling art and some embroidery art. If you get a chance, take a look.
That fish looks nice. No, I'm taking it back. The owl is the best.
It is pretty cute. But I keep looking at recycling as a medium to art, and I wonder how many other people would follow along suit or are already doing it. And I just haven't found them yet.
Recycling art is totally a thing. I have a friend who makes art out of used thick lighters, and here's a guy who makes things with his bare hands out of individual cans that turn out pretty darn cool. But it's a video, so you have to watch the video to see it make the thing.
Oh, that's really cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, he makes they're just sort of abstract modern art things out of cans, but you would be surprised what this guy can do with the heat of his thumbs and friction and just work in a can in his bare hands until it turns into something amazing. Check that out.
We have a local junkyard that's not actually even out of the city, and the front of their place looks like hell except for one thing. All across it are various different sculptures that someone has welded together. There's a bumblebee and a dragonfly, and there's a rocket ship and a boat, all made out of automotive parts out of the junkyard. I've
Interesting
got to.
choices. There's a guy in actually in North Carolina. There's a lot of people in the western end of North Carolina and art up around Asheville. It's a very artsy city, but there is a metal guy who does junkyard art, and he makes dragonflies and rocket ships and like everything you just listed is on display in his front yard. Massive size stuff made out of junk.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I wonder if one or the other saw them on the web and said, "Oh, that's cool. I'm going to try it." Because you
I
can use
wonder.
them.
I mean, dragonflies seem to be a thing with junkyard art that I've seen more than once in my life.
That's really neat. So, Petra, can I pick on you? What have you got for us this week?
Yeah, sure. Well, not much actually, because I've been doing all sorts of stuff and haven't been around for the last 2, 3 days maybe. But since Cork mentioned his artist, I remembered I have a treat for you. It's something that my friend makes actually. We kind of work together. Let me just get those pictures for a second.
So, I hope you enjoyed your vacation. It looked amazing.
There we go.
Yeah, vacation was great. I had a swim in the sea first time this year and really recharged my batteries a little. These are her clocks. They are made out of old records, vinyl records.
Wow. Earlier, I put a bunch of pictures in all at the same time. So, excuse me, in order to get them into the feed, we have to put them up one at a time. But these are phenomenal. Is that her painting on that first album clock?
Yeah, she paints too. She does amazing pictures, but she also makes bags and backpacks and paints on canvas, of course, and models using clay. But these are her clocks that she makes from vinyl records, old records.
Yeah, the type our kids would say, "What are these? These are really good."
Yeah, she always tries to find old records and buys them in bulk for really, really small amounts of money and then uses them this way. She's actually on Steemit too, but she has a lot to do with her school. She's in college learning how to become a teacher, well, something like a teacher. Trainer actually. And so sadly, she's not around Steemit, but she will come back.
So she was on Steven, but she's gone away from it?
We actually started together 4 months ago, but she made 2 posts and her classes started. So
Oh, I understand. Just too much for her to focus on.
yeah,
Well, maybe she'll come back when she's got a break or has some time.
yeah, she will. That's her in the pictures in my post from my one vacation day.
I thought that was your sister. When
Oh,
I first
really?
looked, yeah, when I first looked at her, I thought, is that Petra's sister? Or Petra? Sorry, I have to quit calling you that. I know a young, well, she's not young anymore. I've known her for years, but I have a friend in the city, and her name is Petra.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody called us sisters before, so that's sweet. I have to tell her that.
I was out with a friend of mine a while back, and she's 2 years younger than me. I was having a rough day, but I didn't think it was this bad. The woman says, "Oh, are you her mother?" Well, I wanted to climb over that counter, but I didn't. I just said, "That's nice."
Oh.
It was kind of funny. I got teased about it for a long time, so it was worth some giggles.
Yeah. Well, actually, I do have something of mine to share since it is in the past 7 days. I don't remember if I shared it the last time or not.
Sure, go ahead. I just want to ask Snook, what is that person's holding, Snook?
That is, well, that's my husband, and that is a toy that his dad, actually his grandfather made, and it's all out of wood, and there's some tin cans, and if you listen to it, it sounds like a Tommy gun, and that's all made by hand. They were tool and die makers, so that's and that was back in the war. So, but it's really neat to hear it. That's why I didn't just put a picture there.
Oh, cool. I'm going to check that out in a bit. That's really neat. What a treasure.
Petra,
Yeah.
are you in the IFC by any chance?
I'm sorry. In what?
IFC, Information Finding Championship Group.
No. No. What's that about?
Well, I joined it. It was basically a contest group for me, but since then it has developed and grown. A lot of effort being put into it, and they have a market over there where you can kind of like have a shop front or a stall type of thing and post up different things that you do, the arts and crafts, and different people go by and just view them generally just out of nosiness sometimes. But you can also sell your art through the market. So I see there, like if people want you to make them something was in the title, well, you people could meet you there to say, oh yeah, could you make me one of those? There's a few people who have already done some decent stuff over there and made a few SBD through it.
Is that a
Oh,
dis? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, no, sorry. I just wanted to ask, is that the one Shadows Pub put the link in?
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, you're quick, Shadows. I was just going to ask him for a link. Awesome.
Yeah, I will definitely check that out. Thank you very much, the Hive.
No, that's what it's all about. Group effort, working together.
Speaking of which, how is that endeavor going? And tell us about this post.
I'm sorry, that question was for.
Oh, sorry, that's for you, Petra.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, it's been going pretty well. People are reacting very good. I'm satisfied. And Benji wrote a post and put some pictures how my products arrived safely, and it's really nice of him to do something like that because it's a proof of how do you say proof of something that I really shipped the thing that I said I would ship. I know there is some kind of phrase. I just can't remember it. So he paid, I sent, it arrived safely, something like that. That was the point of his post, to promote that I am an honest person who will not steal your money, but will actually ship the thing that you paid for.
There is.
Actually, that. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Snook.
Oh no, I was gonna say there is a word, and I can't think of it either. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, there is. It's kind of like on tip of my tongue. So it's not proof of payment because proof of payment is showing someone a receipt that he paid you for something. But this was proof of shipment? No?
Proof of delivery.
Oh,
I
maybe.
I got you here. They're doing a similar thing over there at the marketplace in the IFC. And what it is, if you post a confirmation of a good transaction going through, i.e., both parties are happy, yes, they posted, I received, they paid, I received, and that's all cool. He's just going to issue a thing of a DigiCrystal, and the DigiCrystal is a trustworthy token type thing within the group, as in this player or this member has done exactly what they said they participate. If these say they're going to pay it, they're going to pay it. These say they're going to deliver to you, they're going to deliver to you. Kind of like a star rating on eBay.
Yeah, and that sort of thing is really important because let's be honest here, we are all behind our computers, and Benji had some faith in me when ordering because he didn't know who I was. Okay, he knows me through Steemit, but I could have I could have just as easily taken his money and never sent him anything. So that kind of information when you do receive a product that you paid for is important for the seller. So I'm very grateful for him for doing that post.
I made one transaction on it just to demonstrate it working and how it could be done. And just coincidentally at the same time, I was talking with this guy, John Dewar, on Steam, and his kid, he mentioned something that his kid was playing with Pokemon cards. So I have a few of them around here somewhere. I'll dig them out and I'll get them for you. In the end, they were Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But I said, yeah, you can have them, like, but you have to cover the cost of postage and just give me an extra SBD or something. So he was happy with that. He thought, yeah, no problem. And it ended up, it cost me €13 to send them. There was a fair few cards. It cost me €13 to send them. I got 3.5 SBD, which works out at, when I got them, a value of about $11. So the kid got quite a good deal. But I only done that just to demonstrate the thing working, and then this kid happened to be into the cards, so we shared a smile type thing. Or yeah, and then I got a DigiCrystal to say, yeah, well, this is an honest trader type of thing.
Yeah, I realized that shipment does cost some money, and I have a deal that my buyer pays half of shipment and I pay the other half. And when I was arranging it with Benji, I miscalculated, and when I went to the post office and made the arrangements and it was shipped to him, it cost less than I expected. So I just contacted him, explained, and I gave him the money back because I don't know. I think I would feel pretty bad for taking somebody's money for nothing.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like I would have given the card if the kid had been there just downstairs or something. I would have given the cards free. So it's not. I think I don't mind losing out on a euro here or there, like type of thing. It's I think the good feeling the kid got is worth the cost it ended up to me anyway. And if the kid ended up selling them on eBay and getting a few dollars for them because they're old cards, they're about 15 years old now, you wouldn't get them anymore. Well, fair play to him too. At least he's got an extra couple of dollars in his pocket.
That's really great that they actually show that you're to be trusted in your post that you receive, Petra. It just adds so much more credibility to what everybody's doing. Hopefully, everybody is as good as you guys.
Yeah, credibility is really important because it only takes one time for you to screw up to really screw up badly, and you can forget about your all future sales. So you have to be careful.
Yeah, but if you have built up your reputation, there is that thing of, okay, well, errors still happen and stuff does mess up sometimes. You just have a good reputation. Maybe it's just a one-off, you know. As long as it's not a constant thing, sweet to bits. Howdy, bosun.
So, Snook, I want to go back to that picture you put up earlier. What is that?
Oh, it's a really bad picture of a submarine that I don't know, it was made in World War II because, and it was made illegally actually because they were supposed to turn in all the cans, all the tin cans, but they couldn't afford toys for their kids because it was, well, during the war. So my father-in-law's, I don't know. Anyway, somewhere back there, the one of the, and there was all tool and die makers in the family. So they actually made this submarine out of tin cans, and it's one where you put baking soda in, and then it'll go sink underwater, and then you put the baking soda in, and then it rises and falls. Did you ever have that toy when you were a kid?
No, I'm old, but I'm not war old.
No, not that toy. I meant we had like the little plastic ones when we were kids. Little,
Yeah, my
and and then you put baking soda in there, and then you put it in the bathtub, and it sinks and moves around.
I
I
don't
think
remember
I
one. Do
remember.
you, Artemis?
Actually, I think I remember something like this that Max had, and he got it in a children's science kit, and it was this cute little. It sounds familiar. This is really neat.
Yeah, you put baking soda in it, and then it was we got them in like cereal boxes, little plastic ones, and then you put them in the bathtub, and then they sink and float. And well, now I got to find a YouTube video on it. But yeah,
I had something similar. Well, actually, when I was in the bathtub and there were bubbles coming out of something, it was a different kind of toy.
well, that's a whole different kind of. Yeah,
No, I had one of those.
yeah. Okay, good. Thank you.
You're not nuts. Yeah, I had that same kind of toy where you did that, and it floated. It actually moved forward and floated, and then sank when the baking soda left.
Yeah. So my husband's family are all, they don't do anything little. But yeah, so it's actually a World War II contraband homemade toy, is what it is.
Pretty cool.
That is really cool. I had to open it up on my browser screen to really get a good look at it. That is really ingenious. They even have the little ladder right down every detail.
Yeah, and sorry for the dust. It's over in the corner.
Oh, it kind of fits in with the dust on my screen.
Damn, I was just heading for my white gloves.
Yeah, please no. But it's stuff like that they would make the Tommy gun and the submarine because they never had a lot of money, and they made them so well that they're still usable. I mean, really usable today.
They always made things pretty good back then. Hi, Azaria.
Yeah.
Hi.
Good to see you, Zaria.
How's everyone doing? Good to see you too.
I personally am a little tired because I stayed up too late listening to some radio shows.
Yes, I am tired as well. I stayed up way too late.
I have a feeling it might have been the same radio shows.
I think so.
It could have been.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
I listened to part of Agroads, and I think I bailed.
Oh yeah, I had to. You know what? After doing mine, I'm so exhausted. I feel bad, not listening to his. I listened to part of it.
I actually stayed up for all of it. I was working on a post, and for my very first time, I broke my dice virginity on Discord.
Oh,
You what?
I've never played dice, the game of dice. They were doing a competition rolling the dice, and you had to get more than aggro to win these packs of cards, and it was fun.
Well, I'm glad you qualified that.
great. I broke my dice virginity.
Oh yeah, okay, good point. I am a grandmother, right?
So, did you win or you just played it?
No, I just played it. It was fun.
I always lose it.
So who won?
A relatively new person, Raka, someone, I forget his name.
And Azaria won.
Oh yeah, I won that game that Aggro is doing, the Steam Monsters card game. So I won 10 packs.
Did you get any better cards than Shane? That would really bother him.
No, I can't even believe it. Shane got 3 of the highest card. He only bought 5 packs. I bought 2 packs. I have nothing. So I don't know. Aggro didn't send the card yet, so I didn't. Hopefully I get something good.
And if not, find out where Shane's storing his horseshoe.
Yeah, I'm going to take them.
There's usually a spot that we suggest they are, but, you can ask.
Yeah, I can't believe how lucky he got with that. It's crazy.
I think it had something to do with a horseshoe somewhere. Not sure.
He was probably sitting on that horseshoe.
I don't understand it, but it's called a legendary cards. And it's gold. That's all I know. And it's supposed to be really good.
He got 3 legendary cards and you got nothing? That's not fair.
Like it goes from normal cards and then there's rare, epic, and legendary. And I don't have any epic cards or legendary, so it is not fair.
Yeah, it's a kid's toy, Dream Steve. I mean, it doesn't do like circles or anything. It just moves.
I was so expecting something amazing.
No.
Yeah. And then it just came to the top.
Yeah. That's exactly it. But, that was back in the day when, it moved.
Yes. I guess I should have done maybe a little, lessened my standards a little bit. We were just looking for movement here.
You're talking back in the day, you were just really excited that something moved on its own.
Our expectations were not too high then.
I think
it's very true.
I think it was more fun just putting it because you got to use baking soda and do it all by yourself because baking soda was cheap back then.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. It's like, yay, today we get to use the baking soda, kids.
Yeah. I mean, and your mom wouldn't yell at you if you spilled it because it's baking soda, which was really cheap.
Totally. I get it. But I think I was expecting like movement forward and
actually
I thought maybe there'd be propellers or something. I don't know.
Well, I think I don't know. We always did it in the bathtub, so I think we might have made him move forward by just moving the water around, so it was more exciting. I don't know.
Oh, it's cute. I like it. It got me giggling, so that was good.
That was pretty cool. I noticed John Bitt is back. Hey, John, do you have any of your artwork photography you want to share?
Hey, how's it going?
Going good. How you doing?
Pretty good. Busy. I did write up something. I didn't do photography for my last post.
Well, you're welcome to share it. You just levitated, Dream Steam. Did you add vinegar to your baking soda?
I think isn't that how you got it to start reacting? Was the vinegar? I don't know. You're talking about when I was like 5.
Yeah, I think there was vinegar involved.
I think so too. Which are both really cheap things to use.
This is an interesting post, John Bitt. Want to tell us about it?
It's just a hypothesis. Oh, hold on a second.
See, now I'm seeing a different side of you. I've only ever really explored your photography.
I have many sides.
So tell us more about the post.
Um, it's just a hypothesis about our perception and the tools that we have and how we interact with the world around us. It's three-dimensional, but there are other dimensions that are above the third dimension, fourth and fifth, and so on. And there could be an intelligent beings that are past the third dimensional aspects.
Okay, I have a question for you. I don't know if it relates or not. I might be misinterpreting. But at some point over the past few years, Scientific American posted an article. Well, I should say they printed it. It was an actual paper magazine where they had quantified another dimension within our own, but they hadn't qualified it. Does that relate to anything in this article?
Well, it depends because they only know very little about other dimensions other than the first and second dimensional aspects, right? Like it's a 2D world would be drawn on a piece of paper. Let's say you drew out a house, and then I walk through or over your house, and because I have a 3D perception, I interact with the world in the 3D way. You'll see me walking through a wall where I see me just walking over a piece of paper that looks like a house. To the true 2D person, it would appear that I have godlike powers. Like ghosts.
Gotcha. That's a really interesting thought because I don't know, this is kind of getting into crazy BG's realm of things, but Sylvia Browne used to say that those who passed over were still here, but they were within what could be like another dimension. And then I read that article a few years ago in Scientific American, and I thought, I wonder, what the heck is this?
Well, it's not just another dimension. You gotta remember, if everything is a state of energy, then we're a state of energy, right? And because we're in an intellectual state of energy, we will think of it as the sun. It radiates in all directions, right? So do we. So that would mean that every single probable outcome exists for us.
That's interesting. It's almost like an infinite state of what's the word I'm looking for? Of possibilities of, I can't think of the word. So with every choice or every direction that we take, we could be within another timeline of ourselves, so to speak.
Yeah, well, what is time but space, right?
Exactly.
And your perception, your interaction with space, action, reaction, that's what energy does. That's what makes anything move. Well, to us, that looks like time. And because we're passing through the space, it's a timeline. So there's
Wow.
the only time only has value of our lack of understanding of the other dimensional aspects above the third dimension.
Well, you've certainly given me some food for thought. Now you've made me think. And it kind of hurt a little bit.
I'm not sure if I want to get in on this conversation.
Okay. Just a hypothesis.
I know, I agree with you.
I got to struggle enough being in one dimension. Can't go for 3 or 4.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Most definitely.
I would say, if you can believe in the dimensional, you can also believe in time travel type thing. And if you can believe in time travel itself would then probably prove other dimensions. As
Well,
when you
no.
go back in time, the time you went back from doesn't stop. That carries on.
Yeah.
You just stop being in that time.
It would be you going back in time. So that's
So
your forward path.
the time you go back to would create an alternative future that would run then parallel. So basically, time would fork to create all the circumstances that change because of your presence in that past time.
Well, for you, because you gotta remember, time is just space and your path through it and your interaction with the space. So for you, you can go back in time, stop your best friend from getting killed in the car, and then you can go on to another probable dimensional timeline. You understand?
Yes, that's exactly
But
what
it
I'm
doesn't
saying.
remove the fact that you've experienced the loss of your friend. That's still there because that space still exists. That energy still exists.
Yeah, well, you would still have that same feeling of losing him, even though you saved him when you went back. But in that circumstance, there would be two of you there at that particular time. Now, whether the same um, cells coming in contact with each other has the effects that you see in time travel in theories and that. I don't know if that's true because they would actually be different cells depending on the amount of time that had it up between, and each cell in the body regenerates or refreshes itself, renews itself over a period of 7 years. That the actual cells in the body would all be different cells, so interactions might be possible. But just with your presence there, that's going to change future outcomes on many different people as that you interact with, or you might just stop in the street, have a cup of coffee with them, and now they don't get to do what they would have done, which can have like butterfly effect to what the outcome of. So you would not end back in the same society that you left if you did go back in time.
Yeah, it all exists in the state. So you can go back and do any. You can become a millionaire. You can become a hero. You can do anything you want, and that's the crossing between the third dimensional aspect and the fourth dimensional aspect. Because it's the fourth dimension is what probability.
No, the fourth dimension is time. The first dimension is a point. The second dimension is a line. The third dimension.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is a hypothesis.
Right. The third dimension is three-dimensional life as we know it. The fourth dimension they call time. I'm trying to draw up something real quick to demonstrate what you were explaining about going from one, go back in time, and then show where the time forks and you going forward and the other society that you left going, but it's not worth it.
I was just reading about the dimensions 2 days ago. The veil between the third and the fourth dimensions.
When I get thinking about time travel, and I have no idea how we would ever accomplish it, but I have to stop and wonder about the morality of actually even pursuing the ability when you think about the changes it would make to our society.
Or the fragility of time and how much we would change by moving from one time to another.
Yeah, good point. Aha. Well, that was pretty deep for the Creatives Hour.
Well, just because we're on the topic of time, you all know that I'm writing a little time travel type story type thing, yeah?
No, have you been posting chapters as you've been going along?
Well, the first chapter was an entry into a contest on time travel, and I wrote that one, but I left a little bit of a cliffhanger at the end of it, so I got to asked to write a second one. Wrote the second one, and I got, well, honestly, I left the cliffhanger on the second one because I got told off about it on the first one. And being Irish, I'm definitely going to leave one then on the second one just to be Irish. I got asked to do a third one from two people then. And now I'm after getting asked twice to do the fourth one. The fourth one will have to actually lead to the fifth one. So it's yeah, I've done 3 of them, all under jan23.com. Can I click a link in?
Yeah, sure.
And what would you like, the first one or the last one?
Well, maybe we should start with the first one. Get us
Yeah,
hooked.
I was thinking that.
And while you're posting that, Andy, I hope you're going to get ready to share your new post with your new picture that you drew. I thought that was really good. Hi, Enchanted Spirit. Good to see you here.
You just missed the whole discussion on timeline, time travel.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting, actually. Quite a interesting discussion. I'll leave it at that. My husband wants to time travel too, Stevenson 7, but his idea is to figure out how to send lottery numbers via email back to the past. I think it would be really cool if we could figure out transporter technology or how to email food.
Well, to email to the past, you just change the time on your computer.
Unfortunately, those lottery numbers weren't working for us. Are you having a problem finding your link, Jan?
Yeah, the Hive just threw. Oh, I put it in the wrong chat. Sorry.
Oh, I've done that. Hi, Media House. Good to see you.
Okay, I'm gonna run back and delete that link from the general chat.
Oh, so this is your time travel story. You wrote it under your serious face. Every time I go to click on it, somebody writes another message. No, Media House, we can't hear you. Oh, it's okay, Dreamstein. Actually, I thought it was pretty funny. Okay. Well, it looks like we've got less than a minute to go here. So what we'll probably do is close out this session of the Creatives Coffee Hour. I want to thank everybody for coming, and I really enjoyed myself. I hope you did too. And we're hosted by myself, Artemis North, and Shadows Pub, and thank you for coming. And Crazy VG Adventures Show is next over in the Steam Star Network.